Instagram, X, everywhere that you're checking out the channel from. It's Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Boy, I tell you, man, my eyes are getting horrible. Horrible, guys. So don't think I'm just wearing glasses just to be cool. My eyes are getting worse. I'm telling you. I'm going to have to go to the whatever those people are to check eyes and stuff like that. I work on these computers all day when I'm not working on the man truck. So, yeah, if I can see y'all. Can I see? I can't even see y'all. I can't see you. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Yeah, I want to see you. If not in person, in letters. Yeah, somebody said, there's Kevin. That's what I'm talking about. So people already confirmed that they can hear me. And somebody said, ugh, I got a Kamala Harris ad. I know how you feel. Almost skipped that ad on my own channel. I was watching my own video and it popped up. I'm like, oh man, I'll take the hit. I'll take the hit. I don't need the money that bad. But anyway, thanks for checking in with me today. And since you guys can hear me, I'm going to go ahead and get loose so I can get busy because I rock the planet, beat my chest like a silverback. Beating my chest like a real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. Get some kings in the building. Gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here, gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So welcome to the show. Tonight is Thursday evening, and we got a nice little lineup for you. Hopefully, I can get through this quickly, and then we're going to move on. Okay. Now, if this is your first time checking out the show, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all of the other networks. Okay. Somebody said from Australia. That's what I'm talking about. All the way from down yonder. What? South Africa? Get out of here. Johannesburg, South Africa. Look at that, man. We done went international. We done went international. And we got Charleston, South Carolina. That's what I'm talking about. We national and international. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, you guys know the situation. Hit the like button, share my video, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out Kevin's Corner store. And this phone number right here is a number you can text MAGA to. Ireland in the house. See, I keep getting distracted every time I see, Canada. Oh, shoot, California. Oh, look at that. Iowa, Alabama. Yeah, Kentucky. Yeah, now, do you say Louisville or Louisville? Okay, and then we got Virginia in the crib. Okay, I gotta stop because I'll be all day Colorado, all day looking at where you guys are checking in from. Dallas, Brooklyn. Oh, look at that. Birmingham, Alaska. You know what? Beautiful land out there. I don't know if I want to come out and deal with the cold, but nonetheless, beautiful land out there. Seen any big feet? Any big feet? I want to capture one. North Carolina in the crib. And then somebody says CNN, the CIA, Michigan. Twinsburg, Ohio. Okay, now I'm focused. Indiana. I'm sorry. Pennsylvania. Okay. I'm not going to say another one. Dayton. All right. Now, this number right here, if you text MAGA to that number, you'll be able to, of course, stay connected with me just in case they bounce me up off here. And then if you want to donate to the channel, you can. There are links below this video to do that. Cash App, PayPal, all that good stuff. Now, with that being said, guys, we got to get into this because it looks like perhaps, CNN been lying in the muck and the mire for so long. I didn't think it was a chance that they could be saved. Word on the street is they are turned over to a reprobate mind. Maybe we can lay hands on them and cast that spirit of lying and propaganda out. So let's see if CNN been born again.
I hope that CNN...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait now. Wait. Okay. Here we go.
As a good media.
Oh, what did you say, Kaiva? Hold on. Let's say that again. What'd you just say? Yeah, I like Kaiva. All right. Now, what'd she say? Yeah. She said,
I hope that CNN become born again as a good media.
Well, we're about to see. So now you guys all saw the debate. And, we all know the debate was fake on Kamala Harris's part. And of course, we know that the deck was stacked against Trump. The fix was in. And so now we're just waiting for the fallout in regards to the public's reaction and, of course, the media reaction. Now, my assumption is that all the left-wing media is going to be praising her, and all, of course, the right-wing media is going to be at least identifying the fact that the moderators were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. And yeah, maybe Trump might have missed a couple opportunities to smash her ribs, but for the most part, those moderators were, I mean, Kamala could have just sat on the bench, rolled the bench like, take me to victory, guys. So afterwards, I'm thinking, oh, this is good for the fake news. They're going to come out. But a couple people from CNN actually had some further questions and follow-ups that I kind of admired. Now, I don't ever want to get too excited when it comes to CNN. So, salvation is open for everybody, okay? But you got to want it. So let's see if CNN really wants salvation.
Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid. And I am actually the only person on this stage who has a plan that is about lifting up the middle class and working people of America.
It went on from there. Despite the economy being the #1 issue facing the country, the sitting vice president generally reverted to talking points about a few of her policy proposals. Even Harris allies today are saying that she needs to talk more.
Whoa! What is this? Do you think somewhere in the middle of the night, a light shined in fake crapper's bedroom, and he fell out the bed and said, "What is this?" Boop, hit his head and started speaking in unknown tongues. He and said, "I'm gonna come in the next day and expose Kamala Harris." And you think that's what happened? Let's see.
About what she will do for Americans if elected. On the border, another vulnerable issue for Harris, she also dodged.
Would you have done anything differently from President Biden?
No, because I didn't do anything in the first place.
So I'm the only person on this stage who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations for the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings.
Okay, that wasn't the question.
Oh, whoa, it sounds like Jake Crapper's at the altartarian for the Holy Ghost. I should go down there and be like, "Son, are you ready to be baptized?" So fake Crapper is up here like, that wasn't even a question. I mean, which is true. That's what I was thinking throughout the whole thing. She was just ripping off random, answers that weren't even answers, and then she would drift. She would go out there and throw all kind of bull crap out there and sprinkle some glitter on stuff and say, "Look at this, and the world is a beautiful place, and I believe the children are our future." Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. She went through all of that while those moderators sat there like, yes, no follow-up. They didn't say, "That's nice and all, but you never answered the question." Let's go back to that. That's only for Trump. That's the response for Trump, because remember, he's different. So now let's see if fake Crapper could hold on to it and see, if he's gonna get his breakthrough. Let's see if CNN gonna get a breakthrough today. Okay.
Asked how she would break through the Israel-Hamas war stalemate, Harris said this.
What?
We need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out. And so we will continue to work around the clock on that.
Okay, but again, how?
Exactly. How now, brown cow? But she's not into details because she don't have to. She don't have to present details. She just throws out warm, fuzzy statements like, "We need a ceasefire and we need those hostages." We all know that. But the question is, how are you going to accomplish it? How do we know you even got a clear understanding of what's going on and also a plan or a strategy to resolve it? Because see, remember, guys, Trump's not in office to negotiate this peace between these two countries or any of that stuff. She is. I mean, technically, she's still in office. I'm wondering, why aren't you've been saying this for a while. All we hear is you and Joe Biden get out there. We need a ceasefire, and we need those hostages released. But that's it. It stops right there. Now, if you can't start the negotiating right now, I want to make sure all of those folks out in Michigan that's been talking about free Palestine, I hope they understand this woman's not going to do nothing. If she ain't doing it now, She ain't gonna do it later. Okay, so don't vote for her. Throw your vote away on somebody else. Yeah, there you go. Don't vote for her. I hope they continue with the free Palestine. Yeah, boycott her butt. But nonetheless, she's out there just saying what we need, but never able to give a accurate description of how she would get there. And then this young man seemed to have found some fact checking from CNN. Now, the picture that's behind him is that little, I guess, gentle man that usually does the fact checking. But, whether this came from him or not, apparently he's referencing CNN. Now, I'm starting to go get the mothers in the church, telling them to go warm up the baptismal pool. I'm telling them to stir up the water and go and get the anointed oil, because perhaps CNN has found salvation. Let's see.
Look at this. CNN just confirmed that Kamala Harris told over 7 straight-up lies during the debate with Trump.
What?
The first thing Kamala tried to claim was that Trump would sign a full baby deletion ban if Trump was in office, which CNN themselves confirmed that Trump has never said. Second thing Kamala tried to claim was that Trump left office with the worst unemployment rate since the Great Depression, which CNN confirmed was false. He actually left office with unemployment just at 6.4%. Then she tried to claim that today there's 0 U.S. active military in war zones across the world, which CNN said, actually, no, there's 2,500 troops currently in Iraq and a bunch more under fire in the Middle East.
Well, now, what I am curious about is why weren't those moderators calling this stuff out when Kamala was dropping off? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're best friends and everything with the owner of the network and all of that stuff. They got an arrangement. They got an agreement. That's why. So maybe CNN had the nerve to say, well, or since everybody criticized us when we did the moderation and allowed them to just kind of go ahead and duke it out, criticized us for not fact checking, what we're going to do is give them a little jab in their ribs by saying, hey, y'all missed some stuff. Yeah, y'all got all on us, but you missed some stuff. So who knows? But you can't really be saved if your motive ain't right. See, if your motive ain't right, if you got an alternative motive versus, aside from you saying, I'm just raggedy, I ain't no good. I've been lying all the time. You know what I'm saying? Spreading dis and misinformation. I ain't no good. If you have a motive outside of that, then it's hard to be saved. It's hard to be saved. So let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Let's see if they really want to be right. What else did they discover? What else they confessing?
Oh, and it gets better, because she said only small businesses would be able to use the $50,000 tax deduction, but she failed to mention that any business that fails before they turn a profit won't qualify for this.
Ooh, they point out all kind of stuff. So you telling me Chameleon is hiding stuff? She's not telling you what's below and beneath the fine print? Just like when she talked about Donald Trump and his friends canceled the bipartisan border bill that was the most restrictive. And I'm thinking, you're not telling people about all the fine print. Why aren't you telling them about all the stuff that they'll get home and find out that they bought a limit? You're not able to return this car if you purchase it. That stuff. Why aren't you telling them that? So she's out there just dropping all kind of, feel good things that we're going to give you money. You're going to get houses. Y'all like houses, don't y'all? Okay. What else?
The list goes on. She then tried to say that Trump lost manufacturing jobs during his presidency, but CNN said, no, actually, that was all because of COVID. It had nothing to do with his policies.
Yeah, but they'll never tell you that. They also won't tell you that Trump handed the baton right off to them, and the economy was still in stride. And what did they do? Man, get this mess out of here, and threw the baton down. Ran all out their lane, just sabotaged the whole relay. They could have won if they would have just went on and followed the full-blown format that Trump had set. But no, because Trump handed them that baton. Yeah, you can't touch nothing that Trump has touched. So what did they do? Let's keep the lockdowns. Let's go ahead and do all of these things that ended up sabotaging the economy, yet they're blaming him. Talking about, look at the jobs he lost. They never tell you all of the information. They're deceptive, okay? And it sounds like CNN is trying to bring that out. What's going on with them? Let's continue.
Oh, and she tried to say the Trump administration had the highest trade deficit in history, but then CNN said, no, actually, it was higher under Biden and Kamala. It was over $1 trillion.
Oh.
Last but not least, she tried to claim that the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Trump immune from any sort of misconduct, which CNN confirmed that's false. He can still be prosecuted for any unofficial act.
Yeah, because see, they sat there And they let, Kamala Chameleon get out there and talk about Trump's going to be a king. He could do whatever he wants. And then there's Project 2025. He's about to implement all of those lies that came out of her, while her allies tolerated the lies. They sat there and just, gas. Knowing that all of these things that this person is pointing out, apparently he says CNN did the fact checking. I'm thinking, wait a minute. Y'all are a network too. You took the time to so-called do some background checking on everything you said. Hey, Mr. Trump, I actually would like to clarify. You took the time to do a little background checking on all of that. Why didn't y'all do the same thing for Chameleon? That's what I'm wondering. That's why I'm scratching my bald head. I'm scratching my dome, wondering what's going on. Why ain't y'all fact? They didn't even pretend. They didn't even fix their lips to fact check her. And yet we see just 7. That's just 7 of them right there. That ain't all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all, really maybe, some more. We're gonna expand upon this because we want to get to the bottom of all these lies. Because I want to know why they didn't see the lies coming out of Kamala Harris.
Listen to this claim from Congresswoman Lisa Blunt-Rochester of Delaware about Project 2025 and former President Trump.
Here's a skinny little man. There's a skinny little fact checker. Let's see. Okay, because this came right out of the DNC. Here we go.
He has, with his friends, said the quiet parts out loud.
What's the quiet part?
But not only said them out loud, he wrote a book about it. What's it called?
Who is she talking about?
Project 2025.
Wait, who is she talking about? I'm wondering who she's talking about, okay?
That is false. Trump did not write Project 2025. The project's big policy document published by the Heritage Foundation think tank lists dozens of people as authors, editors, contributors. Donald Trump is not among them.
Wait a minute. Because I saw Kamala Harris get up there on that debate stage the other night and highlight Project 2025. Yeah, you're right. He has no bass in his voice. And see, he's pretending that he wants to be right. He's pretending he wants to be saved too. He came in there like, all right, I'm ready to confess. I'm ready to be right. But let's see if his confession is genuine. So Kamala Harris gets out there the other night and she drops all of that out there. As if Trump is the, founder of it. He was sitting there co-writing it. And those moderators sat right there and let her say it. And she said it with boldness, as if she knew that there would be no interruption, no follow-up. No, actually, Madam Vice President, Trump has never said that he was up. She knew it. She knew that, hey, these folks are never going to, conflict with me on this, because guess what? This is a part of our campaign strategy to pin this on Trump. Do you think that network was going to do anything to damage that? They're not just, they wouldn't be just damaging or going against Kamala Harris. They would be going against the whole DNC, the whole Democrat Party, because they've all adopted this narrative. So for them to come out and challenge her, it would undermine that lady that was on stage talking about something out there. The book that he wrote, it would undermine all of their surrogates on TikTok that they be paying to get up there like Project 2025. Let me go down the list. It would destroy one of their main lies and talking points to try to make people say, I ain't voting for this dude, man. This dude is all up to some shenanigans. What's this Project 20? I think he got it from My Kampf or something. So that those guys were going to sit there and let her spew that out. It's almost as if she knew that there would be certain questions that would open up the door for her to be able to spew out certain talking points unabated. It's almost like she knew that. Isn't that odd? Oh, thank you, Stephen. Stephen said, Kev, the greatest of all times. Yeah. So now, here we go, y'all. Before we give CNN all the props and stuff, before we go ahead and baptize them and all of that stuff and welcome them into the church of common sense and integrity and all that. So before we do that, we want to make sure they're sincere. Okay. So let's see.
Lie after lie on subject after subject.
Is he talking about Kamala Harris again? I mean, that was just the guy right there that just told us about the Project 25 thing.
By my preliminary count, Jake, Trump made at least 33 false claims. 33. By contrast, by, again, a preliminary count, Vice President Harris made at least one false claim.
See, he don't want to be right. He don't want to be right. Sorry, brother. Come back when you really want to get salvation. Okay. Sorry, fake news CNN. I'm going to come in here like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Talking about as ready to be right. We see right through you. So do you see this guy? He said 33-1. Well, let's go ahead and do a little fact checking on him.
Though she added at least a few misleading claims and a few more that lack key context.
False claims. Okay, number one.
My opponent has a plan that I call the Trump's sales tax, which would be a 20% tax on everyday goods that you rely on to get through the month. Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy.
Okay, so wait a minute. That dude already is in the hole. He said 1. We're already at 2. What else?
Democracy since the Civil War.
Since the Civil War. Since the Civil War. So you understand, guys. Forget Pearl Harbor. Forget that mess. Forget that. Forget 9/11. Forget that mess. Okay? It's Trump who, I guess, somehow miraculously led the troops up to that Capitol by himself, put on his Rambo bandana, fought through Secret Service in the beast, got loose, ran out there. Everybody follow me. Pull out your cell phones and MAGA hats. Come on. And led them into that Capitol with no weapons, no nothing. All of that stuff. And it was worse than Pearl Harbor, 9/11, and all that stuff. Worse than that. And they sat there and just, yes, I see. What else? Lie number what? I'm sure it's only 2, because surely CNN didn't miss all of these.
What you're going to hear tonight is a detailed and dangerous plan called Project 2025 that the former president intends on implementing if he were elected again.
Well, now, I will give it to the little nerd. He did point that out right there. But that's the only one, I guess.
You want to talk about his deal with China? What he ended up doing is under Donald Trump's presidency, he ended up selling American chips to China to help them improve and modernize their military. But understand,
I think that's a lie.
if Donald Trump were to be reelected,
What would
he
happen?
will.
Prosperity, respect on the global stage, a closed border, a better economy. Is that what you're talking about? Lower crime in our cities? Is that what you're talking about?
Sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025,
I'm losing
there will
count.
be a national abortion monitor.
I'm starting to lose count, y'all. I'm starting to lose count of all the lies. Why did that guy from CNN miss all of these? So wait, it's going to be a national what?
That would be monitoring your pregnancies, your
Hold on. That one right there. That one went a little too far. I might have to weigh in on that lie. Hold on. What did she just say?
abortion, a monitor that would be
A monitor, y'all.
sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages.
Did y'all know that? Now that sounds like something the Democrats would do. Unfortunately, theirs would be to make you get an abortion. All right, we're gonna put this on you, and if you make it past 5 or 6 months, we're gonna be knocking on your door asking, why haven't you had an abortion yet? Huh? That when is it gonna take? Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, okay, don't worry. You still got time. All the way up to 8 or 9 months. It's okay. We'll check back with you. Perhaps even after you have the birth. Okay. Because we can still work out a deal. So here she is saying Trump's going to put some type of monitor on people, monitoring their birth. Where's she getting that from? Do you understand how big of a full-blown lie and claim that is right there? Starting off with the fact that she claims he said he's going to have a national ban on abortion, then hook you up to a monitor. And they let that fly. Those moderators sat there and listened to that and let it fly. And yet got mad at Trump when he mentioned that there's people down there in Springfield eating ducks and stuff like that. Got mad at them. Oh, I thought we like to correct that, Mr. President. That there's no evidence of that. But yet there's, I guess, some evidence of him having some secret monitors. He's going to go door to door and hook up to pregnant women. Unbelievable.
And I'm going to actually do something really unusual, and I'm going to
Tell the truth? Is that it? You're going to do what? Do something very unusual and tell the truth? Nah, you're not going to do that.
invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies, because it's a really interesting thing to watch.
I know, I've been there.
You will see during the course of his rallies,
He tells the truth. He involves the people. He loves the people. He's engaging. Yeah, he's entertaining. All of that stuff.
talks about fictional characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer, that he would weaponize the Department of Justice against his political enemy.
Just like you guys are doing right now as she's speaking. That's the funny part about it. Right now as she's talking. But that goes to show how evil she is. That woman's looking over there with those evil, stinking, nasty eyes of hers. Talking about he will weaponize. He'll do exactly what we're doing. Because see, we know what we up to. We know what we doing. See, I know just how foul, evil, and dirty it is. Because see, right now, we're doing it. We don't want you to get hold of power and find out that we all conspired to do that to you. And then you go ahead and hold us accountable. We don't want that. We don't want that. So here she is, once again, lying, even though they deserve it. But Trump said, nah, maybe, but nah, most likely not.
But in particular, let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
I made that very clear in 2020.
Very clear.
I will not ban fracking. The values I bring to the importance of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed $400 million on a silver platter and to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died.
And some died. How many? Now, these are opportunities that I say Trump missed because he could have been like, how many died? Who all died on that day? Ask her questions. You just said that officers died. Some died. Please tell me how many officers died on that day. Make her have to elaborate on the lies because you know the fake news, the fake moderators weren't. Correction, Madam Vice President, no officers died on that day. The ones that died was of natural causes. Why didn't they do that right there? Why didn't they do that? You think if Trump would have got up there and said that, they would have stepped in, and if it was, if they want to, actually, we looked into that, Mr. President, there's no record of, they would have did that to him. But yeah, she gets up there and says that. Now, you got to understand, guys, they've been pushing the J6 narrative forever. You think they're going to undermine that? You think they're going to undercut that lie that she told? Their network and all the other fake networks been supporting that lie the whole time. They ain't going to say one thing that might make their uninformed audience say, wow, I didn't even know that. I've been listening. Every time I listen to it, they say officers were killed, all of this stuff. But they just let her say it. So we're at lie number 10 and we're CNN on lie 10. I want to know where CNN is at on line 10. They ain't nowhere to see. There it is, man. Came into church, got us all excited. I'm talking about I'm ready to be right. Next thing you know, when they realized the sacrifice that needed to be made, they ran out. Just straight ran out. I'm out of here.
But this is not an isolated situation.
It's not.
Let's remember Charlottesville.
Oh, God.
Where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches.
Look at that. Look at the confidence. Look at the rehearsal. Look at the acting coaches. You got to make it sound like this because trust me, you can get away with saying this even though you know it's a lie, but you got to try to make it seem believable. But don't you worry about any recourse. Don't you worry about anybody stopping and say, actually, we like to stop you there, Madam President. We like to go ahead and make sure. Nobody's going to do that. That's why she's confident. Looking in that camera like, yeah, wait until they get a load of this lie. And I ain't worried about nobody responding except for maybe Trump. But hey, I can get away with it because they asked a question about racism. For some reason, we always seem to have a question every time Trump is in a debate. It always seems to pop up somewhere, guys. It always seems to be some question that would open up the door for them to paint Trump as a racist. Isn't that odd? Isn't that crazy how these questions somehow always pop up when these liberal commentators are, moderating? So there it is. They opened up the door for her to go ahead and lay down every fake narrative that they done built up for the last 10 years about Trump is a racist. Trump didn't, he said there was very fine people on both sides. Trump never denounced the KKK. Trump never, the whole gambit of racist accusations. And here she is with the confidence because she knows no one is going to say anything about it.
Spewing anti-Semitic.
Oh, God. Boy, I want to stick a sock in her mouth. Between her, Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi, evil leaks all of them. They're like the three witches from Clash of the Titans. That's what they're like. The three witches of Clash of the Titans. That nasty, stinking, demonic face right there. Ugh. No way we can let this woman win, y'all. Yeah, we might as well go ahead and put Hillary in. Both of them. Difference is, though, she's completely dumb.
Hate.
Look at her.
And what did
Look at her. You see the acting? And what did? I wonder how long they had to get her to go ahead and what did? Now, I want you to look at Trump when you bring that out, okay? Yeah. And make it seem like you're disgusted. The hate. And what did? You see the acting? So fake and phony. But nonetheless, that's a lie. And the commentators didn't say anything. And that young man from CNN who pretended he was trying to get saved didn't even mention it. He said only one time she said something. But Trump 33.
President then at the time say there were fine people on each side?
By contrast, by, again, a preliminary count, Vice President Harris made at least one false claim.
And be clear.
At least one. One. That woman was so honest throughout this whole debate. At least one false claim. It was minor. Don't worry about it. It was minor. It wasn't much. She misspoke. Unlike Trump and his 33 lies. And I want to know what those 33 lies were.
On that point, Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath.
Wow. I need to check that young man's lie detector test. Yeah. If he's the human lie detector test, he's broken. He's broken. It should be going off all over the place right now. As I'm listening to all of this stuff, mine is. I'm going lies, lies. Don't realize all of those lies. She is dropping all kinds. We're 13. That young man said one. So let's continue.
If this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking.
Bloodbath, y'all. Bloodbath. Oh man, this is crazy. But this is showing everyone what we're up against. Because something like this is such an obvious lie to us, but there are so many dumb Americans out there that will listen to that and just straight up say, there's Trump, bloodbath, not even stopping to think how reckless and stupid that would be. For Trump to straight up say, hey, listen up, everybody. If I don't win, I'm calling for a bloodbath in the streets. I want all of y'all to posse up. We going out, taking it straight to the streets. Do you understand how blew out your mind have to be suffering from Trump derangement syndrome? To hear them say that about him, and you don't stop to say, I don't think that would be a smart thing for Trump to do. Just straight up say, why won't they show us him directly saying that then? That should be the first thing comes out of anybody's mouth when they hear something like this. They should be able to show me a clip that I cannot mistake. That Trump straight up said, look, if I lose this election, it's going to be violence in the streets. I'm calling for a bloodbath. You understand that? We all going to go out there and it's going to be straight up. Show me that clip. Now, do you think Trump would be that crazy and reckless? And if he said it like that, they would run that 24/7. 24/7. But yet, people believe it. Now, where we at with the lies? We're on 13. Let's continue.
Ukraine stands as an independent and free country. If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now. And then this business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners.
So, Tim Walz and I. So is that supposed to justify it? What about what you had said? You don't want to address that? What about what you had said? Absolutely, I support a mandatory buyback. Well, why don't you support that anymore? Because remember, your values never changed. Your values never changed. And just because you and Tim might own a gun, don't mean anything. Y'all ain't even got to worry about it. Because, see, you and Tim, if y'all mess around and win, you're going to have Secret Service for life. I mean, you guys will be the ones just telling everybody else, get those guns because we don't even need them. We got people protecting us and stuff like that. So she's just throwing that out there, acting as if she never even said she is supportive of a mandatory buyback.
Not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
Just like Trump is not going to become a dictator on day one. Trump's not going to. All of these things that they say he's going to do. And yet all of that is lies, propaganda, and fear tactics by these people. What else?
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people.
Now that right there was the biggest lie of all. CNN will never admit that one. But we know. We know. We know. Right, let's continue.
So let's be clear about that. No, it is the perspective of a woman.
That's evil. That's a witch. That done sold her soul. And CNN missed all of that. So we're going to have to help them out.
Who grew up a black child in America.
Oh, God. That's another one. That's a bonus lie. That's a bonus lie right there. Grew up a black girl in America. Didn't you start off in Canada or somewhere? You were going to school in Canada when you was in high school.
Excuse me, I have to respond. Another lie. It's another lie.
Yes, it is. So to help CNN out, because that man's lie detector was broke. Yeah, his needles were off or something. So we got to help him out. Here we go.
My plan is to give a $50,000 tax deduction to start up small businesses. So we've got to increase the corporate tax rate. State taxes are going to have to go up.
So now what we're going to do is show you the counter. We're going to show you the counter lie. So in other words, we're showing you the lie on stage, and then we're showing you that it's a lie. We're showing you that she said the opposite. So there you go. It's the proof that she's lying.
Believe in the ambition, the aspirations, the dreams of the American people.
I will snatch their patent so that we will take over.
Yeah. So now here you are, honey. I came up with a new idea. Come here. I created a Quizzy Bow. What's a Quizzy Bow? Hey. It's a magical, item for kids and stuff like that. It's called a Quizzy Bow. Okay, well, I'll trust you. And you go and you get your little patent, all that stuff. You start making money and then got the nerve to come out and say, you know what? I support MAGA, Trump. What? You know what? No. We're going to sabotage. You know what? In fact, take his patent. Take his patent. This woman just straight up came out to talk about I support businesses and growth and I support the market. I support capitalism, but I'll take your patent. Yeah. Ain't got no right to do it, but I'll do it.
The question is, do you have the will to do it? I have the will to do it.
Yeah, you got the evilness to do it too. How you like that? Yeah, you got the will to do it. Oh, I'll do it. And I believe she will. She's a Marxist, like Trump said. Let's continue.
The cost of housing is too expensive for far too many people. Bidenomics is working.
Oh, now that's a lie right there. And that was another missed opportunity because she's talking about listed all of the struggles of Americans. And my question would be right after that, but wait a minute. You just listed all of the issues and struggles that Americans are going through, and you're in power. How did it get to this point? And why are you telling folks that Bidenomics is working? And if it's working, why are you talking to them about change? Why are you talking about, we're going to be making changes? No. Leave it be. Leave it be. Because Bidenomics is working. Now, do you see the gaslighting that these people are dropping on their blew out voters, the ones that are completely sold out for the Democrat Party? They don't even realize the conflict. They don't realize the contradiction. Just get up there and tell everybody everything is great. And then just say, but we're going to make it greater. And even though you guys are saying that everything sucks, we're going to say it's great, but we're going to make it greater, even though you don't realize that we're the ones that made it suck in the first place. But we're going to fix it. And they're, yay! Boy, I tell you, man. Boy, some thoughts run through my mind about humanity at this point.
It's working. It's a term we're very proud of, I must tell you. I'm going to invite you to attend one of Donald Trump's rallies. And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you.
It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country. And it's hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country.
Now, isn't that odd? Isn't that odd that we hear Trump talking about us all the time? But if you listen to them, Trump gets up there, and from the time he starts, he's like, everything is about me. I'm the best in the whole world. I got kind of like God status. And you know what, by the way, we need sharks with freaking lasers on their heads. That's what we need. And did you guys ever notice that the windmills that go around right there? Just going into some crazy rant, just throwing out random statements all over the place. Never talking about policies, none of that. Just a whole hot mix of boasting and random thoughts. That's what she would want people to believe. Just threw it out there as if it was fact.
I will not ban fracking. I'm in favor of banning fracking. Yes.
They didn't even fact check her on that one. I mean, that one was already fact checked before the dang on debate by CNN of all places. And they didn't say, actually, Madam Vice President, we have no record of you yourself saying that you won't ban fracking. That's the real question. She's just saying, look, in the debate, my position was that we're not going to ban. I'm going, no, you never said that. You were saying Joe Biden was not going to ban fracking. Because remember, your values never changed.
To be legislation, but yes, and this is something I've taken on in California. I have a history of working on this issue. When it came to the Proud Boys, a militia, the former president said, stand back and stand by.
But you have to go home now. We have to have peace.
Yep, that sounds like a man that's encouraging an insurrection, right? Yeah, walk over, let your voices peacefully be heard. And then what's this big thing with the Proud Boys? Have you ever seen the leader of the Proud Boys? The man's like Cuban and black or something. And yet you would think it's a white militia group or something. But yet she gets out there and she says this, stand back and step. Where were they? Where was the call? Why didn't he come out and say, all right, this right now is a time I need everybody. Come on, Proud Boys, where y'all at? Do what we talked about. Enrique. I mean, the dude is like a shade or two lighter than me. And I'm saying you would think a picture of him, when you hear them talk about the Proud Boys, you would think as soon as they show a picture, they all going to be sitting up there with swastikas, on their chests and on their foreheads and all of that stuff. And I'm saying, what are y'all talking about? You're trying to paint the Proud Boys as if they were straight up a white, racist, Aryan nation type group. But there's Trump out there leading us into the insurrection, talking about some go home and be peaceful.
These dictators and autocrats are rooting for you to be president again.
Name a favorite candidate. It used to be Joe Biden. Support Ms. Harris. So that is what we are going to do.
But that's what we are going to do. Don't sound like they're rooting for Donald Trump to get in. This is fascinating. Fascinating. And yet when Trump brought it up actually the other day, it was Putin did it. All right, we need to move on. We need to move on. We need to move on right now. Thank you, Mr. President. We're going to move on to the next. Wait a minute. I want to hear her respond and say, why do you think it is that Vladimir Putin said he is going to sponsor or support you? I would love to hear her respond to that. See, these are the opportunities that I say, man, Trump, I mean, instead of, defending it, just simply take what she says and say, support me? Oh, wait, he said he wants to support Biden. Then the other day we heard him say he wants to support you. Why do you think he said that? And leave all the time. Leave all the time. It wouldn't have taken no more than about 7 or 8 to 10 seconds to even respond to that as she made that claim. And then just sit back like, no, she can have my time. Then you put the moderators in a position. So he done gave her the time to explain. He done threw the question out to her. So the moderators would have had to be like, do you want to respond to that, Madam Vice President? Since he just gave you the time, why would Putin say, he would rather you? Well, because he really meant you. See, these are the opportunities that you didn't have to get bogged down into a quagmire with her. All you had to do is go, that sounds ridiculous. What about this? Please tell me why you think it is. So let's continue seeing some more of her lies.
What I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country. One who believes in what is possible, one who brings a sense of optimism.
We all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Yeah, because see, who she's referring to right there are all of her precious new illegal immigrants, including all the Haitians and everybody else that's been coming over here. Those are the folks that she's talking about, the new optimism, a new vision going forward and all of that stuff.
How dare we?
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program.
Be lit.
Right there. Right when she said that, I'd have been like, so you said that you supported a mandatory buyback program, even though you say that y'all own guns, but that means nothing to us. I want to know why you changed your position on that. And when you say that you won't do it, are you also including the AR-15? And just stop right there. There it is. See how long it took me to respond to that? Simple response. You say that, but you said this before. What made you change? And also, does that include this? Make her say, yes, that includes the AR-15, or no, that doesn't. That would expose her hidden part. See, remember, she's just trying to hang on. She's trying to give a half truth. She's trying to say, oh, no, we wouldn't support. In her mind, she's going, the dummies, when they hear that, all they're going to be thinking about is just handguns, stuff like that. But see, I know that I want the AR-15. I want all of these quote unquote assault rifles. They're not included in my head, but I'm not going to tell the people that. Those aren't the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about handguns and stuff like that. Look, me and the so-and-so on guns and the shotguns, things like that. Make her be specific. Don't go off trying to defend a whole bunch of stuff. Just simply be like, that's interesting. Because you said that you supported it. And you also said your values have not changed. So if that is the case, what made you change your policy? And does that include this? And watch her explode trying to explain that. Let's continue with her lies.
Littling and name calling. Let's turn the page.
Look how fake she is. You think she wants to turn the page?
Don't you find some of their stuff to just be plain weird?
Yeah, she don't want the name calling no more and all that stuff. And let's turn the page. Now she's going to try to pretend to be taking the moral high ground. I'm trying to bring unity to the country. Well, there you have it. So, guys, we already know CNN. They came up in there for a minute. We was trying to get all excited. Kaiva opened up my show talking about some. I hope that CNN become born again as a good media. But unfortunately, guys, they weren't ready. Their heart just wasn't in it. Came up in the Church of Sanity and decided, you know what, this is too much. We don't want this type of lifestyle, and walk right out. So what we're going to do is go and try to evangelize to MSNBC. Let's see if we can get MSNBC, who's even worse off than CNN. But, you know, we like to see the hard cases. We like to, you know, go and try to reach out to the tough one. You know what I'm saying? Get down in the muck and the mire. Who knows? Might catch somebody all busted up at the right moment and they just come out with their hands like, I'm ready to give it all over to. So let's go over to MSNBC and see if we can get some repentance out of them.
Also to do things, Ellie, that one would think are career ending.
Oh, God. I don't know about this one. We might have to go in first, casting out demons. Yeah, man. We might have to go in there with a whole truckload of holy water and oil. There it is. Look who's sitting up in that mug. Okay. They got a gargoyle guarding MSNBC. So we got to get past the gargoyle first. So look at her and watch what she says.
The way he desecrated Arlington National Cemetery would be career ending for normal politicians.
See, they don't want to be saved. They don't want to be right, man. Yeah, I don't even know why we went up in there with our pamphlets. We heard that you guys get that mess out of here. So now here she is, starting off with the lie. Trump went up there and desecrated Arlington and all of that stuff. Forget what all the Gold Star parents say. I mean, she's the number one stunner. Remember, she has no morals. She has no depth that she won't sink to. She's like, give me the dirty stuff. You want me to go ahead and make up a little bit. I like doing this so much. I will add a little extra something on the propaganda and the lies. Give me the jobs that nobody else in MSNBC would take. I want the dirtiest. So now she comes out and she's saying Trump desecrated and this would have tanked anybody else. You know why it's not tanking Trump? Because folks see right through y'all garbage. The average human being with common sense would say Trump didn't violate or anything. Trump actually honored these people. Where was Biden? Where was Kamala Harris? Why didn't they? Oh, did you not realize that the parents say that they have not heard from Biden or Kamala Harris and said that Trump didn't do that? We invited Trump. It's glad somebody showed up. That's what the average person would say, but not her. Her job is to go out there and say that would have destroyed anybody. And I'm thinking it makes him look like a hero. And then you got Professor Clump. You got that dude with that big cotton ball sitting on top of his head about to come in and say the worst thing ever.
But his constant lies. But even this piece about saying, well, my building was the tallest until, they brought down the World Trade Center. Now it's the second tallest. I mean, everything he does is despicable.
The reason why it doesn't end his career is because his supporters are just as despicable.
I want to fight that guy with his consent. I want to get that big punching bag and a ring. There you go. Consent. Hey, I heard you, I saw you on there talking about we're despicable and all that stuff, man. I know you was just messing around. Hey, listen though. Right down the street, there's a gym and I was looking for a sparring partner. And I was wondering, maybe you got a few minutes, you know what I'm saying? You want to help me out a minute? Get down and, go to the gym and let me, go a couple rounds. Well, now, brother, actually, I ain't got no clothes. I ain't got no sneakers. Don't worry, man. I got all the stuff you need. I got a circus tent to put over your whole body because that's pretty much the only thing that's going to fit. It got a hole in the top. Just put it over and wear it like a full-blown moo-moo. I got a big shower cap to try to contain that big afro that's sticking on top of your head. I got everything you need. Okay, get in this ring and let me wear you out. Talking about some, because they're despicable. National TV. Man just got up there, threw that out there. And remember, guys, they done sent out the worst, which is Joy Reid. So she ain't going to check any of that. She's encouraged. She probably smiling like, yeah, that's a good one. I wish she could make up an even a worse word than that. But yet, they want to go ahead and encourage unity, right? That's not making folks radical. That's not making folks think that every person that supports Trump got to be a fascist, a white nationalist, a neo-Nazi, and more. That's not doing it, is it? Could that be encouraging division within our country? When you get up there and you say Trump supporters are despicable, that's including all of the Latinos, that's including all of the blacks, the Asians, the Jews, all of us who say, I'm a Trump supporter. That man blanketly just said, we're despicable. That's why I want him as a sparring partner. You see? There it is. That's to cover my tracks. Yeah. And wait a minute. Whoa. There's another, I guess, news organization that might receive the gospel. And let's see if the Seattle Times have been able to come under conviction and get right.
She was the border czar, remember that. She was the border czar. She doesn't want to be called the border czar because she's embarrassed by the border. In fact, she said at the beginning, oh, I'm surprised you're not talking about the border yet. That's because she knows what a bad job they've done. What about those people? When are they going to be prosecuted? When are these people from countries all over the world, not just South?
Yeah, because remember, every debate, Mr. President, you were quoted saying that you were going to go ahead and give some type of part into all of the people on January 6th and this and that. Do you think that they always want to deal with topics that they know are going to line up with the Democrats' smears. They always want to do that. And I'm thinking, how much J6 can we tolerate? How many times we got to revisit that? Somebody dropped the F word? It wasn't me, was it? Did I lose my mind and drop something out there? Okay, all right. But anyway, yeah. So now they always bring up the same stuff to get everybody down a rabbit hole with J6, get everybody down a rabbit hole with race, all of that stuff. And it all favors the Democrats. This woman probably has so many of those lies memorized because they've been dropping these lies out there on Trump about J6 and racism forever. So now Trump said, look, man, whether I pardon them or not, look at all of the damage and the chaos that have taken place over our country that was way worse than January 6th. And where are all of y'all? Y'all don't bring that up. You're not saying about that. Madam Vice President, you actually encourage getting some of these violent, radical protesters who burned down cities and folks actually got killed. You actually supported getting them out and bailed out. Do you ever look back and think you could have handled that a little differently? Why aren't they asking her that? Unbelievable. So now it's all about, and so Trump, like always, brings up, hey, look at all of this crap y'all overlooking that these folks encourage. But watch the Seattle Times come out and say, Trump lied.
South America. They're coming in from all over the world, David, all over the world. And crime rates are down all over the world.
What's up with the stank look? What's up with the stank face right there? Is that a lie? Is he telling a lie, Kamala? She act like she's like, I can't even believe this David is saying. That's such lie. And I'm going, it's true. They're coming in from all over the world. We've seen them down on the border asking, where are you from? Pakistan. Where are you from? I'm from Kenya. All over the world, man. And so here she is, got the stink look like what he's saying is bullcrap.
Because of it. But let me just one of those, David, one of those people got to be prosecuted. One of the people that burned down Minneapolis got to be prosecuted.
Good question.
Or in Seattle. They went into Seattle. They took over a big percentage of the city of Seattle. One of those people are going to be prosecuted.
That's what I want to know. Because see, we as conservatives had to sit the bench and watch, because see, we're not crazy. We're not radicals. We're not impulsive. We're not going to respond like the radical left to give the current administration a reason to go ahead and try to do martial law and crack down on everybody. See, they want us. They want to attack. So they unleashed their minions to go ahead and wreak havoc in society. And what do we have to do? Sit there and watch it on TV, watch it on the internet, and get furious while we watch them have to surrender police stations, take over, dang on city blocks, while their mayors come out talking about, who knows? I mean, when is it going to end? I don't know. Whatever it is. I mean, who knows? I mean, just call it a summer of love. Casually joking about what took place out there in Seattle while people who lived there were going, man, these folks got us on lockdown. I got to, check in with them to get back to my apartment. Do you understand where we're at as a country? As I watched that take place, and I said, this is not the country. I'm watching a movie. This can't really be happening. But yet, Trump brings this up. Oh, but look at that. The Seattle Times. Let's see if they're ready to repent. Trump falsely claims during the presidential debate Tuesday that protesters took over a big portion Seattle during the Capitol Hill organized protests in 2020. Falsely claimed, y'all. We better go ahead and fact check them. Falsely, you say.
Really? Really? This morning, hundreds of people in Seattle occupying a now abandoned police precinct.
What do we want? When do we want it?
The takeover coming after the Seattle Police Department abruptly surrendered the building after weeks of clashing with protesters.
Unreal. So now, Seattle Times, Trump falsely claimed. I'm thinking, you do realize there's footage on the internet. You got to be a reprobate, full-blown reprobate mind. All right, here you go. I'm going to tell this lie, knowing that there is video footage online to expose that you're lying. But you don't care. Because you know what? You could come out and say that and your dummies will absolutely either forget that this ever happened or will justify it. So now here's us exposing the fact that the Seattle Times don't want to get saved. They ain't trying to repent either. So what else happened during this time as we sat and watched this?
Now boarded up and abandoned, the building is renamed the Seattle People Department.
Renamed the building and everything, y'all. Do you see? This is the radical Marxist left. And politicians sat back and watched this happen, encouraged it, chuckled. Yeah, they thought it was cute until somebody got killed up in there.
And the 6 blocks surrounding it have been dubbed Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone.
People recognize that this building is the people's. You know, we pay for it with our taxes.
Surrounded by barricades, police aren't allowed.
Surrounded by barricades, police aren't allowed.
I wonder how the police felt about that. I wonder how the police felt about that. And I wonder why the crime is so high in that area. I wonder why they can't get good quality officers. I wonder why. They had to surrender their dang on station.
Ultimately, the city had other plans for the building.
In other words, Democrat politicians had other plans. Leave them be. Surrender it. Just like her weirdo vice president, Pitt, told them. Turn it over to them. Let them have it. And they burned down their police station.
And relented to severe public pressure.
Public pressure
stunning
from
moment as
politicians.
protesters take over an entire neighborhood in Seattle.
You know how demoralizing that is? You gonna like, what? Well, hold on for a second. What? You want us to just go ahead and walk away and let them take the station? Am I hearing that right? So you don't want us to do our job? So now we will constantly be undermined and disrespected by these people? That's what you're telling us? How about I just go ahead and resign? And that's what she did. She resigned. And she's a black woman. And they let that black woman get embarrassed by surrendering the police station. That whole area. Now, what they could have done is sent in some hard-hitting people to go ahead and get these knuckleheads out of there and lock their tails up. But nope, it was more important for optics.
And declare it an autonomous free zone. The streets are barricaded. Men with assault rifles stand guard at checkpoints.
Now imagine if they had MAGA hats on. Switch that out. Switch all these people out. Right there. If they were all Trump supporters, posted up in there. Talking about this right here is a common sense free zone. This right here is a patriotic free zone. Okay? All right, this right here is a forcing your kids to read while pouring in school free zone. This right here is a men don't go in bathroom free zone. This right here is a boys don't need tampons in the bathroom free zone. This right here is an illegal immigration free zone. Imagine if we had created one of those free zones and grabbed our scary big old AR-15s, threw our MAGA hats on, and said, y'all ain't coming up in here with those liberal crazy ideas and stuff like that, those fascist ideas. Do you know how quick they'd have sent the National Guard in to shoot and kill? Don't even negotiate. Don't even say, all right, you got 5 seconds to come out. No, just go in and start killing them. This is unbelievable. We watched this happen.
They painted over surveillance cameras. The sign says, welcome to the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, CHAZ for short. The zone under occupation is a city within a city.
A city within a city. They pretty much took the people who lived in that area hostage, and yet they didn't track down any of these people. Can you believe that? They just straight got away with the crime. It's unbelievable. They're somewhere right now boasted. Hey, dude, I was a part of that. Yeah, man, we had the whole, area for like 2 weeks, man. They're not even worried about the FBI busting down their door. They're not worried about frogmen pulling up on their lawn, sliding down their chimney, bursting through the windows. They're not even worried about that stuff. They went ahead, committed that, went on with their lives, waiting for the next call to go out and do something like that from the Democrats.
6 blocks in total. At its center, a police precinct that has been taken over after cops abandoned it to avoid a violent confrontation.
See, and that's why they should just turn cities like this over to their own devices. All the common sense people, all of the folks that say, man, you know what? These leaders are horrible. And since we don't have enough smart people to vote them out, we're going to go ahead and leave. All the cops just leave. Anybody who's like, yo, y'all supposed to have our back, but y'all are doing everything to undermine us. You're like the parent that I'm like, yo, you're on punishment. Okay? You stole the car and wrecked it. Then I go to sleep, get up, go to work, come home, and the kid is sitting in the car. Mama said that I can go ahead and drive again. And I'm going, so, the boy ain't going to ever look at me again the same. He's going to be like, whatever. That's what those leaders in that city just did to those cops. And yet you got the Seattle Times lying, talking about that. Trump lied about that. Every one of those people should have been rounded up, but it should have never happened. So they're not going to round them up. That's the whole point. The fact that they allowed them to do that lets me know they surely is not going to go and round them up. They're too busy looking for grandmas who walked into open doors at the Capitol on J6 and escorted around by police politely. Oh dear, you want some butterscotch, son? Absolutely. Okay, can you show me where the restroom is? Come on, it's this way, Nana. 3 weeks later, Nana's on her stomach. FBI using facial recognition. It's their mission to find out every single person who walked in that Capitol or even walked around the building. But these people who just straight took over several blocks in a whole police station, nothing. This is stuff, man, that gets my blood boiling. Let's continue if I can.
Look, this sign says you are now leaving the USA.
Yeah, and that pretty much applies for every dang on shite ran Democrat city or state. Feels like you are in a whole different country. Just rolling up in it like I can't believe what I'm seeing, man. Y'all are wilding out here. What you mean that y'all are about to pay for illegal immigrants to get cribs? And what you mean? Y'all are forcing American kids to go home for the day because y'all putting illegal immigrants in there. What you mean that you ain't calling it a crime for folks to steal long as it's under $1,000? What you mean? Unreal. Oh, so wait a minute. So here's the real question. We saw the debate. Did Harris convince anybody? What about the undeciders? Did she answer all their questions? See, that's the big question we have. So let's see.
So first of all, I'll give you my frank assessment of where things do stand in the race. She did have a lot of momentum coming out of the convention, even coming out of her announcement as the presumptive nominee. I do think a lot of that already has stalled. And it's stalled principally around issues of policy. Kamala Harris has been completely opaque about what her policy positions actually are.
But wait a minute, Vivek. Wait a minute. It ain't even about no policies. It's about joy and happiness. Happy, joy, happy, joy. That's what it's about. It's about a movement. Yeah, we're all excited, very casual. I mean, everybody's just having it kind of like, chip, chap, chaz or whatever. When the mayor's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, everybody's enjoying. I mean, who knows? It might last. Yeah, we're all hippies. We don't care. It's about the movement, man. She's black. She's a woman. Yeah, that's what it's about, Vivek. Forget about the substance. But let's see if everybody feels that way.
She stands in favor of a tax on unrealized capital gains. She hasn't explained exactly how that would function. Why has she changed her position on healthcare, on Medicare for all, on other areas like bans on fracking? So I hope tonight gives Americans and voters what they deserve, which is a clear picture of both candidates.
Let's see if he did.
He was put on the spot. He lied and lied and lied.
mentioned lie a lot.
Oh, God. Now, here's this liberal chick on, I guess, outnumbered, who is about to get the business. Because, see, she's saying that Trump lied and lied and lied. She ain't talking about Kamala's lies. She's defending Kamala's lies. And we're going to see how the voters feel about all those lies.
But was it truthful for her to bring up a Charlottesville hoax, a bloodbath hoax? Was that a lie?
I'm going to say, I don't think those are hoaxes. I have lived in Charlottesville. I was not there then.
But that is not what he said.
I have watched that over and over again. And it's not just that, Kaylee. There are so many times he has winked and nodded to white supremacists throughout his career.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? I know they have one man on outnumbered in the middle. Can I be in the middle? Kevin in the middle. 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 I want to get in the middle. I want to be right there on the set when I hear something stupid like that come out of somebody's mouth. I'll be like, Kaylee McDanini. I'll feel this one. Let's continue.
It's not in a vacuum here. He has told the Proud Boys that he supports things they do. He has dined with their leader. This isn't in a vacuum here.
Okay? He has denounced white supremacy repeatedly.
While he embraces it.
Wow, he embraces it. So what is he? Is he a schizophrenic racist? Sometimes he feel like a racist. Sometimes he don't. A part-time racist? I'm just a part-time racist. Unbelievable, the logic of these people. And then the belittling of all of us that are multicultural, all different type of races and backgrounds who support Trump, which she's really saying is that we don't even see it or we're overlooking it. We're okay with all of the racism and stuff like that. Just out there saying stuff like that. He always says stuff like that. No, you always try to make it appear that everything he says, every comment, is based off of hatred towards folks based on their race. Nothing to do with that.
Repeatedly. And again, if we're talking about politics and whether, to Harris's point, it will move the needle, we're sitting here today talking about how close Donald Trump is to white supremacists.
Yeah. See, because remember, that's the topic that they brought up during the debate. They want to talk about white nationalism. They want to talk about race and open up the door for Kamala to come out there and drop all the talking points of lies and stuff that they've been saying about Trump and racism and all of that stuff. They threw her a nice pass like, hey, yo, go, I'm going to set you up. We're going to hit you with the alley-oop by asking a stupid question that nobody really cares about. And now here she is. I mean, now we have to sit here and talk about race, do we? Because they about to give it to her.
After a night,
I think that's what you're talking about.
That's what you're talking about. A lot of the American people are today. And look, if we're talking about
Emily, no.
Yeah, it's been forced upon us. They're like, no, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that's what all Democrats talk about because they have no real policies. And they use racial division as a political tool. And people just don't catch it. How many times are people going to fall for these? It's unreal, man. Y'all don't get it yet? Y'all don't see this as a part of their plan, their business strategy? I always say, try to get them to talk for 5 minutes without bringing up race. So now this woman is getting called out. Yeah. Racism is something y'all bring up all the time.
Whether people are eating cats and whether we are talking today about
that is what you were talking about, white supremacy and cat eating. The American people, Emily, I believe, wanted to see
that's not what the
how
show.
They would lower
that's not what the poll show. No, that's not true. In fact, let's see what the people really wanted to see.
Cost at the grocery store, how Kamala Harris would lower housing costs, how she would secure the border, how she would end 2 wars that, by the way, were created on her watch. They weren't thinking about cats and white supremacy. They got no answers from Kamala Harris on that.
Oh, well, let's have a look.
He spoke facts.
He spoke
She just basically repeated everything that Biden has said in the past.
What were your thoughts? She made, Donald Trump made a strong closing statement by saying, why didn't they do all the things that she's proposing during?
Now, guys, this guy actually is smart and everything. I don't know why he has no bass in the voice. Okay, I'm an equal opportunist, all right? He has no bass in the voice. No bass in the voice. But, hey, I'm going to allow that no bass because he's talking like he got some sense. Let's continue.
In the 3.5 years that they've been in office.
Oh, I get it. He had nasal bass. That's what it is. 3.5 years, but he kind of got a little deepness to his no bass in the voice. So let's hear it.
And Biden did this entire moderate stance back in 2020, and she's trying to do it again in 2024, but she didn't talk about her policy changes between 2020 and 2024. Her whole centrist moderate stance is just a facade.
Oh, called her straight out. Now, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. We just saw that lady with the blonde hair on Outnumbered talking about nobody's out there. The people didn't want to know that. They wanted that. Hey, you think they got answers? You think this guy right there got his answer?
I think it's important to remember that we are voting for the leader of our country and not who we like the most or who we want in our wedding party, but
what? You mean tell me that ain't about joy and happiness?
Who is actually going to make our country better? And we're in an incredibly unique situation where we've had both of the candidates in office before, and we've gotten to see what they do.
Yeah, and not to mention we got one that's still in office. One is still in office, ain't doing nothing, but telling us, I'm going to make things better when you actually vote me in, even though I'm already in right now. I got the ear of the president because he ain't doing nothing. But yet, nothing's happening. Yeah, nothing's happening. So now these voters are being asked by fake news CNN, did she answer all your questions? What do you think about it?
When facts come to facts, my life was better when Trump was in office. The economy was higher, inflation was lower, things were better overall. And now with Kamala's administration, things haven't been so fantastic.
Even in spite of her getting on their line and saying the economy was horrible, Trump ruined the economy, that he lost all the jobs and everything was worse under him, even though she said all that, for some reason, your real life experience is not lining up with her lies. That's what you're saying, voter? That's what you're saying? So you're not falling for the full-blown gaslighting? Everything is great for you. Yes, Trump, everything was bad under him and we made everything great, even though we're going to make it greater because you guys are looking at it as it's horrible right now, which I'm going to recognize a little bit that it is horrible, while at the same time telling you it's not horrible because Bidenomics is working, but it's not working too much. Now, I don't want to give it too much work, okay, because, I want to leave room for me to say, I'm going to take us from this right here, this horrible but yet working. It's horrible but working. I'm going to take us from this right on into glory. How are you going to do that? The happy thoughts, the white nationalism, stop Trump, dangerous, evil man. That's how.
And she's saying she can fix the problems that her administration has caused, but I just don't know if I can afford to take that risk.
Were you leaning
Can't afford to take that risk.
towards the former president coming into that?
Probably.
And did you vote for him in 2016 or 2020?
I did.
Raise your hand if the border's a big issue.
Dr. Phil, whoa, look at that, guys. All of those hands went up. Throw your hands up, throw your hands up. So let's see.
Okay. Who won the debate about the border tonight? If you think that Kamala Harris had the strongest position on the border tonight, raise your hand. Four of you.
4 idiots. There you go. Those 4 idiots are going, we do. I would be going, y'all aren't stopping to wonder why everybody else in here ain't raised their hand? You're not starting to feel a little uncomfortable? Like, wait a minute. My hand would have stopped. I'd have had the gator arms. See, sometimes you got to wait for approval. Sitting there like, bring them back down. Gator arms. I don't want to be the one everybody looking at going, what? Are you, Gizmo, stop all that. Yeah, I don't want to be the guy that's everybody going, there's a reason why 96% of us in here haven't raised our hand. What are they seeing that we don't see before they raise their hand? Let's continue.
Well, if you think President Trump had the strongest position on the border, raise your hand. This debate, which was really hyped as being a big thing, did this underdeliver or did it deliver? Did this actually mean something to you? In the back, stand up.
Hi, my name is Shelley.
We about to hear from somebody who I'm sure don't have any requirements of policy and things like that.
So standing, so. I think, I came into this with an open mind. I really wanted Vice President Harris to hit it out of the park.
Did she change her mind? With all of the theatrics and the acting and the facial expressions and the passion and the emotions and stuff, did she change her mind? Independent voter?
I don't think she did. I think she did better than some people expected her to. The cackle was not there. I kept waiting for it and it didn't come.
It was on standby.
I still didn't get answers. I didn't get answers to fundamental questions that we need to know as voters. And we just keep getting circled around that.
Like what? What did you not get an answer to?
Oh, y'all ready for this? This woman actually has a response and answer. Here we go.
Her economic plans. What is an opportunity economy?
Nothing. It's farts and giggles. It's rainbows. That's what it is. It's fluff. It's something that sounds good on paper to make you imagine whatever it is. It sounds good. It's an opportunity economy. There you go. It's whatever you want it to be. There it is. It's like a stick given to a kid. With this, it's a stick. Well, I don't want no stick. Look, do you understand this stick can be whatever you want it to be? It's a sword. It's a gun. It's a staff. It's whatever. Okay, I got to use my imagination. Yes, that's exactly what you got to do. That's what she's offering. An opportunity economy.
What does that mean? Who's paying for the tax cuts that she's proposing? Because in my opinion, giving people down payment assistance on houses just drives inflation up higher. Who's paying for all of these child tax credits? That's just the taxpayers coming out of pocket and hurting the middle class again. So I don't think that we got to the meat and potatoes of the things that really matter. And we know from Donald Trump's presidency before, he can fix the economy.
So you telling me, lady, you didn't get no meat and potatoes. All you got was a word salad. That's what you got. A word salad. What you mean y'all came in here for some meat and potatoes? What we gonna do is serve you up a whole bunch of salad so you don't realize that the meat is that big. And the potatoes, you only got 3 little small teeny pieces of the potato right there. There you go. They're surrounded with salad all around it. There you go. So that person didn't fall for it.
So I was really looking for her to make an impact on my thought process tonight, and she didn't deliver that.
And I really, really want to like her.
Oh, so wait, these are people who wanted her to change their mind. It's like, come on, man, make me change my mind. Give me something to work with. But look what she has to say about her.
So much. Like, I do like her. I do.
Is there a but?
There is a but.
Give her the
because, one, I don't think that she has actual policies that are going to be effective. I don't think that either one of them is right.
What?
For the country. I really don't.
Yeah.
She wasn't very specific when asked certain things.
Now listen to this. Beautiful, intelligent, black woman. Eloquent. I'm sure they're going to say she's a low information voter. That's why she's saying this. There it is. Yeah, all of the white liberals will come in and say, actually, these black folks right here that's talking probably low information voters. Blah, 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 blah. So let's see how she responds.
She started around certain issues, but she knows how to pull at your heartstrings. She knows how to be dramatic in a way that will touch the heart of Americans.
Ooh, so she see it through her doo-doo. That's what it is. She knows that this is doo-doo and not chocolate. She knows all of that. And on Charlottesville, she knows that all of that is a show, a performance. Look at that. She's off that plantation. You already know it. Let's continue.
While avoiding the hot button questions.
Okay, you want to say something about that?
I was gonna say, yeah, she put a good performance for the people watching at home.
Another brother? Show me another brothers. Oh, the brothers, the jungle. Let's hear what this brother got to say.
But ultimately, she and President Joe Biden has been in office for 3 years now, going on 4 years, and they have yet to do anything. Executive orders have been signed. All these policies that she's saying she's going to implement on day one of presidency. Why did she have to wait until January 20th to do that?
Wow. So wait, you mean to tell me all of the pomp and circumstance, all of the acting, all of the theatrics, all of the snarkiness, all of the practice, all of the memorization, all of that didn't work on you? You got to be kidding me. Not to mention, you ain't supposed to be talking like that because you black. Black folks ain't supposed to think rationally. They're not supposed to say, actually, man, this don't make any sense. I don't care how great your performance was up there. The results is what I'm looking at. It doesn't make sense that you're up here trying to tell me that things are great and I'm going to make them greater when they suck and you're part of making them suck. Bam! Who else? Let's get me another one. I want another one.
Okay. So I want to talk about this. You're saying that she was light on specifics, heavy on heartstrings. How many agree with that? She was light on specifics, but she really got into the heartstrings. Raise your hands high if you agree with that. How many felt like she got really into the specifics?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So we're sort of split on this. Tell me, the other people who said that Kamala Harris did not meet your expectations, tell me what she didn't do.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. We got us a brother. Let's hear what the brothers got to say, because see, word on the street is black men are walking away from the Democrat Party. And it's only because they're low information. They're manipulated and stuff like that. So let's see what he got to say.
I think she has like a pattern. She creates like this emotional picture, speaks passionately to kind of try to evoke emotions in a certain population that they know are kind of clamoring for like women leadership. So she does that. And then also she kind of glossed over the whole black thing because as far as I know, she was Indian, as far as I knew. And that's a major component on why people would vote for her being, that they think she's black.
He see through it, y'all. He pulled the covers off. Yeah, man. He's like, look, man. Nobody see the curtain moving over there? Y'all looking at the smoke and that you're in Oz and this and that. He went over there like Toto, pulled the curtain back like, hey, anybody see this guy back here? See this guy back here? So now let me get this straight, man. What you're saying is that she's fake. She's a shapeshifter. What you're telling me is that when it's convenient to be Indian, she's talking about, yeah, I'm the first Indian. And then all of a sudden knowing that it would cause a greater rift in America for folks when it comes down to race by her saying, I'm black. All of a sudden she became black. Just in case somebody said something to her, somebody questioned her on her policies, on her record. It's easier because, see, being black holds a higher victimization score than Indian. So I need the blackness. Okay, so I'm black now. Now, that means all of y'all black folks and people of color got to vote for me. It's historic. It's historic. The heartstrings, the emotions, using the blackness when it's convenient. And this brother saw through it. Didn't work on him rather. Let's continue.
But she just kind of just glossed over it. She didn't say anything about it.
How many of you agree with that?
Wow.
Okay.
We have an immigration crisis in this country.
Yes, we do.
And
yes, we do. She's back. She's back, y'all. Look who's back.
And to return to the debate last night, because the next president will have to deal with it, I thought...
Why can't the one who's in there now deal with it? With the pen, with executive order?
Y'all. We got us a fight. We got us a cat. Harris is about to go and jump all over. Y'all ready to see this pussycat get eaten up in the alley? She go give it to her good.
All the things that Trump did, put them back into place.
So border crossings are at their lowest since Donald Trump.
That happens in the summer.
Well, that border crossings, that's just straight up reading the Democrat talking points. Border crossings are lower. You're not including them going to the points of entry, sort of making it look like that the border crossings are down. That you're not including that. It's kind of like the crime is down, even though we're not reporting any of it. So the border crossings are down because we've sent them right through the port of entry and we're not counting them as illegals. That's what you're saying? Let's finish hearing her trying to defend Kamala Harris on the border.
A lot. Because of the executive action Joe Biden did. You asked why he hasn't done it. He did it and they're down. I thought one of the strongest moments, and I was actually nervous about immigration last night for that reason, Harris, because they're in office right now. And I thought
you ought to be more nervous about when they go back up.
And I thought she articulated in actually the most powerful way I've heard what the bill would have done.
What? What was she watching? Articulated in the most powerful way of what the bill would have done. Now that's one thing that Trump didn't address. He didn't explain how horrible that deal was. It's very simple. It still allows people to come in. You know what I'm saying? Why have any quota, period, each day? Talking about that a lot. As long as it's 5,000 a day, anything over that, I'm going, it shouldn't be 5 a day. The goal is to stop illegal immigration. And the fact that they put that loophole in there is a reason to stomp on that bill 1,000,000 times. And not to mention, what about the one in the House? Why didn't they bring that one up? These are things that he could have hit her with. They would have thrown her. So he allowed her to walk away, still appearing that she was the one that could have, Trump was the one that actually, we got that the bill was tough. It was bipartisan. Harris, though, is not going to let this operative get away with it.
And why Trump killed it. And when he was asked, how would you deport 11 million people? He didn't have an answer. And I would say one last thing, my home state of Ohio, there is some politics.
I can't believe she's a doodle stain on Ohio. Dang on it. How she get my home state from Ohio? What else?
Going on here? There's a father of an 11-year-old boy who was killed last year when a minivan driven by a Haitian immigrant struck his school bus. He said yesterday that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance were morally bankrupt politicians who were using his deceased son as a political tool. So I think...
So you go and find an example of that, but overlook all the examples, Lake and Riley's family members, all those ladies and moms that were out there talking about how their daughters got... To the Democrats, on my show last night, I showed those clips. To the Democrats, that's just the Republicans politicizing it, politicizing their hurt and pain. So she picks a case in Ohio where a Haitian guy messed around and, hit a bus And I saw an interview today of the father of a son who was best friends with that kid. And he's furious about, he's opening up, talking about what the Haitians are doing down there. Okay, so now this lady thinks she's dropping knowledge. Now it's time for Harris to rebuttal.
I think that this is a political issue and these families are caught in the middle. And the facts matter here. And last night we heard a plan from Kamala Harris to build on what they've already done and an argument for why Donald Trump had politically killed an incredibly tough immigration bill. And he didn't have a good answer.
Do you know what's so ironic about that, though? And really, it's disingenuous.
Uh-oh, y'all. Boy, I tell you, I hope y'all buckle up. If you got a weak stomach, you might want to go ahead and put a pillow over your face. This is going to get bloody. She said, you know, look how cool she is. You know what? That's cool. That's fun. That's interesting. Listen to this.
From her, and I don't want to accuse you of this because you're just quoting her. What do you mean that's already working? It's not working. We've let in north of 10 million people, most of them illegal, and almost all of them not vetted, into this country. We've seen a spike in crime that involves illegal immigrants in this country. We've seen girls, particularly young girls and women, targeted in those very violent crimes. We cover them far too often, almost daily now. So when you say she's building on what's working, what in the world is she talking about, and why in the world are you quoting her?
Oh, God. That was so ugly, I couldn't turn away. Man, I was sitting there like, man, I shouldn't even be watching this. She is ripping her to shreds, but I can't stop looking at it. This is beautiful. Why are you talking about it as if it's working? This is the gaslighting that takes place. It's working. I mean, good grief. All you have to do is just say, wait a minute. How do we end up with 12, maybe 20 million people in here? And you're talking about keep building upon what she's already doing, what's working. And I'm going, what is working? You want us to think this is working? How can you even come out and tout some type of whatever? And she said, so what is she talking about? And why are you quoting her? Well, because I'm programmed to do it. I'm a Democrat operative and I'm a surrogate. And my job is to try to make anything that's stupid sound like it makes sense.
She's had 3.5 years to do what you say he just did with the stroke of a pen. What he did was reflexively put in perhaps a fraction of what Trump had, but they won't touch his policies that worked because they have his name on them. That's about as childish as a 3-year-old.
Oh my God. Somebody stop the fight. Somebody stop this. No. You know, I'm just joking. I ain't trying to stop no fight, man. Let them fight to the end. Okay. I want to go over and poke her with a stick to make sure she's still alive after Harris gets done with her. Is she breathing? There you go. Poke her with a stick. Don't get too close. Lots of blood on her. There you go. Oh, she's moving. I kind of see her chest going up and down. So let's just leave her there to marinate. Boy, she's ripping her.
And it's more dangerous. It's more dangerous than someone who has a gun in our head because we can't even see it coming. We don't even know they're coming. We don't know who they are. So when you quote her for having done so much and building on that, that's really offensive because we're living at a point where if she really wanted to fix it, she and her boss would have done it by now.
Oh my goodness. Boy, uncomfortable. Just destroy her. I mean, these are the things that they really want us. And this is why all of that pomp and circumstance didn't work. People aren't that stupid. They're not sitting here talking about some, man, you know what? We've seen all these millions of illegal immigrants coming here. We watched the Democrats make excuses for this for 3 years, but somehow I'm willing to believe that they couldn't do anything about it. And it's Trump's fault now. Oh, I'm willing to believe that somehow it's getting better. They didn't start trying to make it get better up until, time for an election. And even then, they're really not trying to make it better. I'm looking at the results of their work. Millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, tens of, thousands in your neighborhood and all that stuff. I'm looking at it. And yet these people are saying, we are getting it done. Look what we've done. Then the question is, how did these people get here? How'd they get here? Weren't y'all the president and vice president during the time they were coming? You didn't see it? They overwhelmed you? You couldn't stop it. It was greater than y'all. You couldn't just go ahead and say, watch me do what Trump did. Stop letting them in. Boop. Hey, watch me do what Trump did. Put all of Trump's policies back in that made it drop. Watch me do what Trump did. No, couldn't do that. And she called her butt out for it. But now we're going to end with these last couple of folks that they're asking, did it move the needle?
Like we saw in 2016, which is independents are tracking very much with Republicans. They're looking for a couple things. They're looking for answers on immigration. They're looking for answers on the economy. They want to hear that things are going to get better for them. And they also want change from what's happening right now. I think one of the most important things they were looking for last night from Kamala Harris is how are you going to make it different? One of Trump's most powerful statements that he said is when he said, why haven't you done it for the last 3.5 years? You are Biden. And he was really trying to say, there's going to be no change with you. And people are looking for that. So you can see in these clips, and I was really, really surprised because the intensity of the independent support there for Donald Trump was very, very strong.
Independent support. And that's the key. The folks with TDS is already gone. They're gone. All right, we got to move on. Move on. Yeah, you can't save them. We're at war right now. Folks get blown up. You look back at that soldier, eyes front, can't do nothing about them. Keep moving forward. But we got a lot of independents. Let's see if it moved the needle.
And I didn't expect it.
Ruben, I saw you nodding. Why?
When you talk about immigration, that's a real big issue even in our community as Latinos. We look at it very negative. You're talking about developing I'm talking about the 50s and 60s, a new mentality of not independence, but dependency.
Oh my. So he also is a minority just seeing through the Democrats' doo-doo. Look at that. Creating dependency. Bring them in, give them snacks, give them treats, give them jobs, give them licenses, and then get them voting for us.
Because now Medicaid goes up, Medicare goes up, all this stuff goes up. And I was talking to some people just recently in a family, and they're not looking to get out of where they are. They're not looking to do anything. They get a check, they do what they have to do, and the government is supporting them. And you're becoming victims, and that's the way I look at it. They're
becoming victims, absolutely. I agree with you. But I'm just shocked that this Latino man isn't really excited about illegal immigrants coming from South America. You would have thought just by him being Latino, he's supposed to be on board with it. Oh, wait, he's an American Latino. And he recognizes it's not about race or anything. It's about America versus non-Americans. That's what you're telling me. And yeah, he got a good point.
Dependent victims of a society here. Because
dependent victims. Because when you are enslaved, pretty much, to a party that is providing your resources, that's what you are. See, my dog, Gizmo, and the puppy, and Caesar, and all of them, they think they're free. And they do have a little freedom that I allow them to have. But they're not really free. They're not out there like the wolves, the coyotes, the foxes, and stuff like that. They're not out there in the wild to be able to roam wherever they want to go. Okay. And guess what? If I ever set them outside and said, you're free, go, they're enslaved. You know why? Because they wouldn't be able to go feed themselves. They would sit right there on that step and be like, I'm sure he's coming back. God forbid I die or something. They would just sit here going, I don't know what to do. I mean, here is the food. Our water bowl's not filled up. When is that person that provides everything coming back for? That's why they're loyal to me. They're not loyal to me just out of it. They're loyal to me because they know my resources comes from him. He's the pack leader. My bond and commitment to him is because this man provides for me. Okay. So I can't leave him, period. So that's the same thing. When these people get people hooked on all of this stuff, it's like a drug dealer that gives the person the first hit free. There you go. It's all on me, man. And once you, oh, that feels so good. Let me get another one. Oh, no, I can't give you another one, brother. Unless you become codependent. Unless you rely on me. Let me be your source. Okay. And that's exactly what the dang on Democrat Party is trying to do to bringing in all of these illegal immigrants. That's what they're doing. Setting them up for codependency. just like they did the black community back in the day.
They don't understand the rules here. They don't understand anything. So it's a whole learning curve for them too. When you're talking about what laws you got to abide by, you look at your drivers in the city. Think about it. I mean, nobody's really tuned into those things.
Yeah. Democrats don't care about those things, and they don't mind these folks not assimilating because then they might realize that they're not really getting the American dream. See, now you got the language barrier, you got the culture barrier, but you got Democrat advocates and you got all of these little organizations designed to be, they're surrogate and let what, I'm here for you. We can show you how to navigate your life while you're here and this and this and that. Oh, okay, I trust you. Yeah, absolutely. Here's how you can get a license. Here's the little thing you can call this. They walk them through this and get them all set up. And yet they can't really, break out and say, I'm not wanting to be codependent. I want them real American dream, not the one y'all just, dangle out in front of us. I'm coming after some of y'all jobs. Yeah, I want some of these highfalutin jobs. I don't want to be like Nancy Pelosi, who's going to pick our fruit. I don't want to be picking fruit. Yeah, let these illegal immigrants come over and start realizing that the Democrat Party is a Marxist, communist party who really don't care about capitalism. They're all about control. Let them start realizing that and start saying, well, maybe we need to vote conservatively. Watch all of these same Democrats say, send these folks back where they came from. Watch all of those Haitians now become white nationalists. All of these immigrants from South America and all of that stuff, then they will become invaders real quick.
Those are simple. Where are you getting insurance from if you're getting a license in New York?
Don't know.
You're driving a wonderful car. Where are you getting that insurance from?
Yeah, how are you getting insurance? Full-blown illegal immigrant, just got here. No background, no nothing. No driving record. Just come up in here somehow in New York and other states, like out there with the woke weirdo in Minnesota, start giving out licenses to illegals. To illegals, y'all. And they want us to put them in power. They want us to put them in power. They don't want to mention all of those things. Folks aren't smart enough to start thinking, yeah, these are good points. How did a group of people who just got here just jump the line, get licenses? Do they even have insurance? What would happen if one of these illegals hit me?
That's a great question. So, God forbid, I get into an accident, I don't know where I'm going to go. And somebody hits my vehicle or hurts somebody in my car.
Janine.
I think the independents are tracking in a positive way with Trump's responses because it is obvious what's happening across the country in these cities. It is, it's every single day we're seeing destruction. Every single day we're seeing crime. Every single day.
What? No, not according to the FBI, not according to the fake news. No, you're imagining this. It's your xenophobia acting up. It's your xenophobia flaring up. That's what that is. You're imagining me. Because these immigrants are here for a better life. They're gentle woodland creatures. There's no negative impact from all this illegal immigration. Woman.
Our safety is being compromised.
Stop being a Karen. Stop being a Karen.
And I think that you can't hide from that. And I think it's becoming more and more obvious. And something needs to change and it needs to be done, I believe, Trump's way.
You go to school in the city.
I do. And you don't have to look any further than the 5 boroughs to see the impact of the migrant crisis.
Oh, my. Somebody didn't get tainted by our raggedy education system. Let me hear from this smart, intelligent young man.
I mean, our mayor, who is far from a Trump fan, said, I believe last year, the migrant crisis will destroy New York City. And this is Trump's hometown, and it's costing us billions of dollars of taxpayer funds annually. But I thought it was interesting when asked directly by the moderators, Kamala, the vice president, didn't even make an effort to defend the administration's immigration policies at all. She can't. It's indefensible. So she pivoted and she deflected, and I thought successfully. But they totally rewrote all of Trump's immigration policies year one, first 100 days. I would have liked to have seen an explanation for the country as to why they did that.
That man has a future. So, in conclusion, there you go. Yeah, man. I like that version of Joe. You old fart. In conclusion, that is, man. So I don't think Americans are as dumb as, the liberal media and all of them think they are. And it gives me hope to see a lot of those people being able to analyze what took place during that debate and not get caught up in the fact that she met the lowest standards, the lowest bar. Just get through it. Don't glitch up. Go through the memorized talking points and the coaching, the acting coaches that we sent in for you. And don't worry, if you get in trouble, we got the moderators there for you. If we could somehow get you through this, then we'll do the rest. Just get you through this one and we'll do the rest. And a lot of people saying, it was a show. Yeah, she's still raggedy. So I appreciate that. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Tomorrow's Friday. I can't believe the week is going that fast. Somebody asked for Gizmo and Nala. Her butt's in the cage and she's quiet. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. And somebody said, please call Tucker. For what? I tell you, I wish I could, man. I'll go on Tucker and have a great time and hamming it up with him. So anyway, don't forget this number right here on the screen. Text MAGA to that number. If you want to stay in the loop just in case they bounce me off of here. And then also, what else? Oh, if you want to donate to the channel, you can. I have links below the video, my Cash App, my PayPal, and then also don't forget Kevin's Corner Store. And please follow me on all the other social media platforms. I got links below there to do that as well, especially on my alternative channel. And the link is below there as well. Somebody say great show tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let's get out of here. I'm hungry. Plus I might want to even watch a little bit of feetball for a second before I hit the sack. So this is awesome. Got it. Grab those ropes. Yeah. Take care.